Before we tell you how to practice safer sex, we feel it is necessary to honestly warn you of all the possible consequences of engaging in sexual activity of any kind with anyone. The first and most obvious consequence of having intercourse is the possibility of becoming pregnant before you are ready and willing to care for a new life.
Parenting is difficult and expensive even for well-prepared parents. Becoming a parent when you are young and not partnered with an additional caretaker or two makes this undertaking substantially more difficult. Many find that having children without the benefit of a dedicated partner or before they are financially ready is impossible and must rely on state and federal funding and services just to get by. It is estimated that the federal government spends $9.1 billion a year in aid to teenage moms. This high figure angers many taxpayers who feel that they are spending too much money for the irresponsibility of others.
Another very real consequence of sex is the possibility of catching and spreading sexually transmittable infections. STIs, as they are commonly called, are viruses and bacteria that make you sick. They are just like colds, the flu, mumps, measles, and other diseases, except for the fact that they are most commonly caught and spread from having sexual contact with another person. Unlike colds, nearly all STIs are preventable with safer sex practices, and many are even treatable with help from doctors and medication. It is important to have an honest and regular visit with your doctor should you choose to have sexual activities with another person.
Additionally, we feel it is important to talk about another consequence that nearly everyone will encounter when they have sex of any kind with another person. We're talking about emotional consequences. Sex is powerful. While the emotions that you feel for a girlfriend or a boyfriend when not having sex may be very real and very powerful, it is often minuscule when compared to the feeling that you may have for them should you start having sex. This may be a positive thing and help to positively bond you together, but it can also be emotionally overpowering and lead you to feeling the extreme of many different emotions, including happiness and joy, but also sorrow and heartbreak.
It is important to remember that deciding to have sex is a choice that you make. Nobody should make it for you or pressure you into it. All we can do is tell you the truth as we see it and give you information that we have to help keep you safe should you decide to have sex. There is no 100% safe way to have sex with another person, but we can get you darn close. In this program, we will discuss methods for you to fully enjoy sexuality with another person that are safer than traveling by automobile. The first thing we are going to teach you is a way to experience nearly all of the excitement and pleasure of having sex with another person with almost no risk of getting pregnant or catching an STI. This practice is called mutual masturbation or hand sex, and when it is done correctly, it is extremely safe and mutually gratifying.
Touching your partner's privates can be wonderful and hot. There are a lot of reasons why this is a good place to start out. You will learn much more about your partner's sexual function from using your hands than you will from having intercourse, and this will make you a better lover. For instance, many women have orgasms much more easily when someone stimulates their clitoris than during any other kind of sex. Another benefit for straight couples is that there is very little risk of pregnancy as long as a guy doesn't ejaculate on or really close to a girl's vulva.
Now, there is still some risk of catching and spreading a sexually transmitted infection from touching your partner's genitals, but it is very small in comparison to having sexual intercourse or oral sex. If you want to be even safer, you can do so by buying latex exam gloves and water-based lubricant, sometimes called personal lubricant, from the drugstore. You may discover that your partner loves the feeling of a gloved hand touching and stroking them when covered in lubrication to make everything nice and slippery. Just be sure and remove the gloves before touching yourself or another partner.
An easy way to make sure that you're not sharing fluids with a partner, which can lead to STIs, is to make sure that each partner has their own set of towels. Fold each of the towels 4 times and place it over your genitals. Now you can kiss and touch each other, feel, fondle, neck, and make out. You can have the excitement of seeing and feeling another naked body against yours, and as long as the towels stay in place, you're being very safe. It is possible for both partners, no matter what sex they might be, to experience sexual pleasure and even achieve orgasm from grinding against each other with towels protecting their genitals. It is important to realize that for mutual masturbation to remain safe, you must not allow the fluids from one set of genitals to touch another. This may mean that you have to get new clean towels from time to time, should you begin to saturate your towel with vaginal lubrication or ejaculate.
The next topic we wish to cover is called oral sex, and it means to use your lips, mouth, mouth and tongue to give your partner sexual pleasure. The reason that people enjoy oral sex is because nearly all people find it pleasurable to have their genitals kissed and licked. While oral sex is free from the dangers of pregnancy, it is still subject to the possibility of catching and spreading sexually transmitted infections. To protect yourself from catching these infections, be sure and cover anything that you kiss, lick, suck, or put in your mouth with an oral barrier.
If you intend to perform oral sex on a penis, it is easiest to simply cover the penis with an unlubricated latex condom. Drugstores often carry flavored condoms purely for the purpose of making oral sex taste better. If you intend to perform oral sex on a vulva, anus, or scrotum, you should cover these with a dental dam. You may find latex dental dams at drugstores in the condom section. You can also make them from cutting open a latex exam glove, or you can even just use a piece of saran wrap. Apply some water-based lubrication on the side of the barrier that touches your partner and cover their genitals with it. Now you can lick away and be licked without worry of catching anything you don't want.
Oral sex has many names that we won't concern ourselves with for the matters concerning this program. It has also been the target of many an opinion over the last decade. Oral sex is nothing new or dirty or inherently good or bad. It is just a sexual activity that many people enjoy both giving and receiving. Presidents enjoy oral sex, as do preachers and paleontologists. Your parents probably have had and enjoyed oral sex, as did your grandparents. Your unborn children will probably grow up to enjoy it too. The sexual activities that you choose to enjoy or not enjoy do not make you the person that you are or define the quality of your character. It is less important what you do than how responsibly you do it, who you do it with, and how well you treat that person.
Finally, we must discuss intercourse. Intercourse is generally used to refer to the act of a man putting his penis in a woman's vagina. It is interesting that the simple act of putting a penis inside of a vagina carries with it so much awe, fear, and controversy. There are some who believe that virginity is the equivalency of a person's worth. Others might wonder what virginity truly means. Are gay couples virgins if they've never had penis in vagina sex? 16th century poet and writer Voltaire can be quoted, "It is an infantile superstition of the human spirit that virginity would be thought a virtue, and not the barrier that separates ignorance from knowledge."
Recently, there has been a large and obtrusive push from the government and religious organizations that want people to abstain from sex until they have entered into a marriage contract that these officials and churches have deemed acceptable. So far, $7 billion have been spent by the government to help spread the message of sexual abstinence, from people as young as 11 to people as old as 29. It kind of makes that $9.1 billion we spend helping teenage mothers seem like a bargain, doesn't it?
The decision to have sex or to remain abstinent is not one that the government, your church, or your parents can make for you. This is a decision that you must make for yourself. Either choice you make may be difficult, painful, or possibly wonderful. There are many who chose to have sex responsibly and have not regretted it for even a moment. There are also those who chose celibacy and are equally content in their choice.
Abstinence is used by all people at some time or another. Even if you've had sex before, or really love sex, or think about sex all the time and plan on having it soon, you can still be abstinent whenever you want. Also remember that any time you are being abstinent, you will be safe from pregnancy and infection.
We are not here to influence you to have sex or to remain abstinent. We are only here to give you the knowledge and tools you'll need to protect yourself should you choose to become sexually active. Before you decide to have sex, we plead with you to take some time to think about your decision and prepare yourself. So you've met someone that gets you totally hot. You might be in love. Or you might not be sure exactly what you're feeling. Emotions can be complicated things, but being sexual with a partner doesn't have to be. If you make smart decisions and talk to your partner before you start anything sexual, you can make sure you keep yourself healthy and happy with the choices you make.